Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Happy New Year. Oof, 2020 was such a I don't know how to describe 2020. It was very interesting, ups and downs, a roller coaster, I know. So happy 2021. I hope this year brings more blessings in your business, in your personal life, in your love life, whichever area you want the blessings to come from. I hope 2021 is the year for you. So my name is Rosina Sharon. Thank you for joining me. And today, because it's the first video for 2021, I just wanted to do something very simple and very glowy. So we're going to do something very simple and glowy for the start of 2021. I hope you guys are well. And before we do that, kindly subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll be reading all of them. And if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. With no further ado, let us go straight into the video. Okay guys, so we're going to start off with the eyebrows as always, and I am using my all-time favorite eye pencil, which is Davis number 3 to line. And then next I'm going to use the Becca primer just to brush through my eyebrows before I start filling in. So if you're new here, I normally do this just to make my eyebrows appear more fluffy and you know, more visible, if that is a word. And then I use my spoolie for this, and then after I press it in using my finger so it stays in place. And then when it comes to filling in, make sure the primer has dried out completely first before you start filling in. And if you're going to use a primer, kindly make sure you use a very mattifying primer. You can also use a wet soap for this. And then when it comes to filling in, fill in the areas where you feel like there is a space, because you want the eyebrows to look as natural as possible. When it comes to the inner corner, just enhance the strands around the inner corner, okay? If you're going to draw hair-like structures from scratch, make sure you're very careful, because the hair strands are normally just, they're not like a straight line going up always. Some go sideways, some go, you know, so be very careful. And then after that, to clean out the brows, I am using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. And for this, I'm using a very angled brush, as you can see. And clean as you what is it called? Oh my god, this quarantine this quarantine, all my vocabulary has gone out the window. So as you clean out the eyebrows, drag the concealer down so it's easier for you to blend when you're done. Okay, so I have developed a habit where at the upper side of the brow, I don't do nothing, especially when I see the eyebrow is looking very natural. I don't want to mess up with that, so I don't clean the upper side of the brow unless I did a mistake. That way I can clean it out using a foundation. So next we're going to set the eyelids using a concealer. Today we're not going to do the eyeshadow the way we normally do eyeshadow. So after the concealer, we're going to set it out using a finishing powder. The one I'm using is from LA Girl, so I'm just going to set it out first to mattify that concealer we just used. And then after, for eyeshadow today, we're going to use the Revlon cream eyeshadow. This is a creamy eyeshadow, but it dries out when it's dry. No, it mattifies when it's dry. I'm telling you, this quarantine. And I'm going to use my finger to apply the eyeshadow, and I'm going to apply just in the middle. I'm not going to do any transitioning shades today. I'm just going to do this a very subtle silver. Look at the way it looks. Amazing. I love it. And then for the eyeliner, I am using this is NYX eyeliner, and I'm just going to apply that just above my natural lash line. No, just, yeah, my natural line. And I don't have eyelashes. Look at me, man. We are not blessed when it comes to natural eyelashes, so we have to use falsies. And I have an obsession for these falsies nowadays. They're very lightweight. I don't know, I'm done with the 3D mink eyelashes. They're very heavy on the eyes. I'm just going to use that. I actually used 2 of them, and then I use the eyelash color to press them in, and look at the way it looks. I love it. It has a very, very natural, you know, looking finish with the eyelashes. So moving on to the face, I'm going to start off with the ordinary hyaluronic acid. And look at the way my skin is glowing. This quarantine has been good to me. Let me just tell you. When it comes to skin, it has been good to me. Because I've been moisturizing. My skin is normally dry, but we are almost at normal skin as of now. So I'm going to start off with the ordinary. This one, the hyaluronic acid, it just helps in maintaining the moisture in your skin, because my skin is very dry. So I normally start off with that first before I apply moisturizer. And next for moisturizer, I'm going to mix the Cerave hydrating moisturizer and Cerave sunscreen. I'm going to mix the 2 and then apply them together. I have to apply sunscreen because I normally have very bad sunburns when I go outside. This is very, very important. Kindly use sunscreen as often as possible. It's very important. And then after, I am going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. This primer is suitable for both dry and oily skin. Funny enough, it works both ways, and I love it. I love it. It does not have a very mattifying finish to it. That is why I love it, because my skin is very dry. So be very careful when you're going to choose a primer for your skin. And when it comes to application, tap it in until your skin absorbs all that product. Tap it in. Okay, so for foundation today we are using the Fenty Beauty foundation. This is in the shade 420. It's a very good foundation, especially for me. I have dry skin and it works like magic for my skin. I don't know about oily skin though. I don't know about oily skin, but this one works like magic. For application, use a damp beauty blender. Make sure you have squeezed out the excess water first before you use it for application. When it comes to smile lines, kindly avoid using too much product around the area where you have smile lines and at the corner of your nose. Avoid using too much product around those 2 areas. You're going to have creases if you do. They're going to crease, because around that area you have a bit of texture to your skin, so avoid using too much product around that area. So for application, tap it in until it all blends out. Somebody told me I should do much for tap it in, because I say it a lot, but tap it in. I have to emphasize on it because it's very important. So when it comes to blending around your forehead, start just above your eyebrows going up, so you avoid using too much product around the hairline. If you use too much product around the hairline, it's going to show, but it's going to be very, very hard for you to blend after. So next, to highlight, I am using the Illegal Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn, and I'm just going to apply the concealer around these 3 very important areas only. You know, I came to realize you don't need to use a lot of concealer. Concealer, actually, like a little amount of concealer goes a long way. So please avoiding too much concealer. Avoid using too much concealer, too much product when it comes to highlighting. This works best. If you use a little bit of concealer, it works best because it highlights just below your under eye, and that is the area where you need to highlight. You don't need to drag the product all the way down. Now you look like a highlighter. No, be very careful, okay? And then to blend, use your beauty blender and tap until it all blends in. Sorry. And then for beginners, I normally tell you guys to blend as you go. So if you apply concealer around your under eye, blend that area in first before you move on to bridge of your nose, because most of the time these concealers dry out quickly. So if you blend when it has already dried out, it's going to leave a bit of patches. So blend as you go. That is the best technique for beginners. So to set the concealer, I am going to use the Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and for the technique, blow off the excess powder on the beauty blender first before you set it. For us, we're going to set, we are not going to bake. I normally advise against baking, especially for beginners. Start off by setting first, and then you can gradually move to baking if at all it is necessary. I find baking very, very unnecessary. Honestly speaking, I find it very unnecessary. If you just set, it leaves the skin looking, you know, very natural. But baking sometimes leaves residue, and we don't want that. So next, to contour, I am using the MAC NW50 finishing powder to contour. And for this, use circular motions, very, very little force, because you don't want to have a very harsh line on your cheekbone or your forehead. So be very careful while blending that contour in. So we're starting off with contouring around the cheekbones and then the forehead, and then we move on to contouring the nose. When it comes to contouring the nose, use a smaller brush, a smaller angled brush, and please use very little product, because when it comes to nose contour, this is at the center of your face. You don't want a harsh line around the center of your face. It's going to take away from all the other areas of your face. So make sure you be careful. And then for blending, I use a clean brush, so to avoid that harsh line on the nose contour. So next, for this look, I'm going to use a creamy eyeliner just on the waterline. Kindly don't drag it down, just around the waterline, so your eyes look more flattering. You don't want heavy makeup on your under eye for this look. This look is very neutral, very glowy. So let me just show you guys what I use to bronze nowadays. I use a shade from the James Charles palette. Let me just show you this shade. The one I'm pointing at, that is what I use for bronzing. And use, if you're going to use this shade, please use a tiny amount of it. It gives a warmth to that contour, which I love. Just look at that. Love it. If you don't have a bronzer, you can be creative with eyeshadow for this. Just don't use a lot of product. And then next, I am going to set using the Milani Make It Last setting spray. And I am using an eyeshadow to highlight as well. Oh my god. So if you don't have highlighter, don't worry. You can use a gold shimmery eyeshadow to highlight. Just don't use too much product. So I'm going to highlight around the bridge of my nose. And then, guys, oh my god. I forgot. What is this area called? I forgot. I'm sorry. If you know it, write down in the comment section. This quarantine, oh my god. And then next, I'm going to highlight other cheeks, because I want them to glow from here to Timbuktu. Glow to the gods. That is the look we're going for today. So moving on to lipstick, I'm going to start off with Joanna K in Fearless, then Joanna K in Basically, and then the Golden Lip Cosmetics in Scorpio. Because today, let me just tell you a scoop on how to do a nude glossy lip. You know, the ones you see on Pinterest? That one. I studied it this quarantine. I'm going to show you guys. So start off, it's either a dark chocolate tone or this tone. I don't know what color this is. And then after that, apply, this are matte lipsticks, okay? These are matte lipsticks first. And then apply a shade that matches the first one you use, not too bright. And then blend that one in. And then after you're done, apply a bright nude shade just on the lower lip. Don't apply it on the upper lip, just on the lower lip, and blend the lower lip in. Okay? And then you're going to see the difference this one makes. Just look at that. And then after, make sure the matte lips have dried out. The matte lipsticks, they have dried out completely fast before you apply the gloss on top of it. So after you're done with this, apply a clear gloss. Clear. Don't apply any colored lip gloss, please. Clear lip gloss on top. And you know the beauty of making sure the matte lipsticks have dried out fast before you apply lip gloss, the color is maintained. Even after you apply the lip gloss, the color you started off with, the ombre nude lip, is seen just below the lip gloss. Just look at that. And now you know. Now you can go ahead and do those Pinterest pictures as well. You know, you can go and shine. Even you can shine now. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope this tutorial has been helpful to you. You have learned something, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.